Hey, hey, hopefully you can hear us okay. We are back live once again. We've got our regular co-host back again. Andrew's in the building. How's it going?
Very, very good.
And we've got a first-time guest, Tom, who's been actually someone I wanted to get on for the live for a while now, but actually I've been waiting because we're getting more and more clips submitted, more and more cool stuff. It's becoming a Netflix watch party, but for AI content. So welcome, Tom, from the AI Journal.
Let's go, boys. This is fun.
Yeah, let's go. So short introductions this week because we've literally got just so much content to plow through. In the meantime, let us know where in the world you're tuning in from. Yes, I'm wearing 3 wet layers of clothes because it's minus bloody 3 degrees in England. So if you're from the UK, let me know how much you're hating the cold and you wish it was summer and all that jazz. But yeah, soon as we start getting people leave where they are in the world, I'll start featuring it on the screen. If you've never actually tuned in before, we can actually tune in live. So we can talk about your comments. You can leave us feedback on the clips I'm about to show you. There's all sorts this week. We've got spec ads, we've got music videos, we've got AI short films, we've got trailers. So we're just going to plow through them. It looks like we've got first one from Argentina in the house, LinkedIn user. I don't know why it's saying LinkedIn user. Hopefully, got South Africa in the building, Telford in the house.
Nice.
Stuart Lord
from Argentina, Manuel Catala.
Oh yeah, cheers for filling in the name. Sometimes it doesn't bring through names on StreamYard, guys, so don't feel bad. Like this person here again from Spain,
Susanna.
Don't know why it doesn't bring through the name sometimes, but hey, we got Switzerland in the house. Miserable there too. Oh well, we're not alone, Matt. That's good to know.
Susanna from Spain. Whereabouts in Spain? I'm in Spain right now.
Yeah, multinational. Tuning in.
Global.
Right, we're going to go straight into the clips and I'll start featuring where other people are tuning in from. First thing I want to show you guys is this new tool that we saw. It's called object isolation, and this is going to be really key in AI. This is the thing that I've been waiting for quite a while, like video object isolation. It's a really short 15-second clip, so it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just going to show it. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Like for a while now, we've been waiting for things that move in high pace in video to be able to be isolated like this. Meta's been making some breakthroughs. OpenAI has been making some breakthroughs. Other companies, they're all trying to do this like isolation of objects inside of a video so that you can swap things like colors and cars and make the video look like anything. As my good friend Matteo from Google now says, it's all becoming liquid. Content is liquid. Anything can be changed to anything else. So an image can be changed into a video can be transformed into a different video, a car can be changed into another car. It's all becoming liquid. It's really cool to see. So
what tool was that?
Honestly, that was just a white paper, and that was one of the demo videos. So we don't actually have a tool to play around with yet, but this is the idea. Is basically we're soon going to get this like segment anything video idea of just being able to take anything in a video and change it for anything else. Wonder Dynamics already does this right now with like character swap out. So you can just, swap out a normal person with, say, a robot or something like that, and it's doing exactly the same movements. We've obviously seen Act 1 where you can make yourself into another character and stuff like that. So add those two things together and hey presto, you've basically got unlimited content. Pretty damn cool.
In Adobe already? Didn't Adobe have that feature?
Yeah, Adobe and others are trying to do that. Runway is Act 1 right now, but Adobe Firefly is trying to do this sort of stuff as well. Yeah.
Okay.
There's that I need to copy it next time, but on Instagram when I'm on there, there's a tool where it advertises itself, so you can like see a car rim, like a Porsche rim, and zoom out, and it will like give you like different dynamics, and like it will zoom in.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, as your expression was saying, like fluid, and it will change it to like the front of the car, and like it will go into the puddle and reflect it into a car. So
that's sick.
really see the transition. It's just kind of like there. It's I keep getting the ad for it on my Instagram. Next time I'll share it with you boys.
I'm getting so many ads on Instagram for AI tools right now. It's going absolutely bonkers out there, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to plow through some more places. We got Rio de Janeiro in the house, Czech Republic in the building, Norway, Nigeria, Mexico, Morocco. Oh my God. Hey, Kelsey, I don't look great. I look freezing, but thank you so much. Kelsey's a good friend, co-collaborator with Coca-Cola, absolute legend up in Canada.
Nice.
Canada represent. Hey, we got Megan in the building, Midjourney master, and then an official mod on the Midjourney channel. We want to hear more stuff about that. I've been hearing things about Midjourney version 7, and it's possibly going to be releasing a video model. They're also doing a world building tool. Midjourney, one of my favorite tools, got magazine right there, you know, literally repping for these guys at any chance I get. Oh, and on another tool, we've got Runway have just released an image model. First ever image model that Runway have tried to do. I think it's for character consistency, but also, you know, like brand consistency. So they released this 37-second video. Honestly, I haven't even watched this yet because it only came out this morning or yesterday. So let's have a quick look. Wow, that's impressive for a first go, huh? Yeah. Holy God, that's like jumped up to Midjourney version 6 levels already.
So every image was created via Runway?
Yes. Nice. Runway's first ever image model, mate. It's you know how we talked about multimodality and everyone's going into this like that's their, you know, first image. Now you can do images there straight to their video tool, unless you prefer the Midjourney to Runway video workflow. You know, it really is your choice now.
Yeah.
But natively, Runway will give you that option too. So cool.
Wow. They've definitely thrown the gauntlet down.
Not just that, but they added expand video as well. So Runway's been on tons of features. You know, they're just shipping after shipping features right now. Really cool. And another tool that we've talked about a lot, Luma Labs Dream Machine just had a massive update as well. 1-minute video from the Dream Machine. So let's watch that.
It starts small. A spark. That what if moment keeps you up at night. And you think, what if you could make it real? Not someday, today. Just start. Drop a thought. Watch it grow. Every idea, a plan in motion. You're not waiting for the perfect time. You're making it. Because dreams aren't meant to stay in your head. They're meant to be real. Introducing the new Dream Machine from Luma AI.
Dude, that's crazy. That's impressive. Like, to see what they're building. I always wonder, guys, like what the focus is at the moment with image generation. Like, what's the big picture behind why so many people want to go into it? Like you're saying about with Runway, the model and everything. It's always like there's no right or wrong answer. It's always just like, why are people focusing on that so much? Like, what can it do, or what's the next step for it to give people?
That's a really good question, mate. Like, me and Paul, my co-founder, asked, you know, once we crack photorealism, what next? And I think
that's what I think. What's after this?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking that, you know, like we've come to like a pinnacle of AI imagery where it's almost indistinguishable from real life. But I think the reason why they want to focus on it is because they use images to drive their video. Yeah. So, You know, the idea of using keyframes like first shot, last shot of 10 seconds in between. So you can determine the first keyframe and last keyframe and then like interpolate a video in between. I think that's why they all want image models, because it kind of drives the rest of it, you know. But other than that, you know, I am surprised that others are getting into the image model space. Like Magnific, our favorite upscaler, also built their own image model tool. So it's like a whole bunch of tools that didn't start as AI image tools are now adding AI image tools. So it's fascinating to see that. But multimodality is what Andrew talked about for a while. Like Korea wants to be everything. Korea's got APIs to every video model, every image model, and their own stuff. So it's kind of like a platform within, you know, a one-stop shop to generate everything you need. LTX Studio is going down that route as well.
I think they're all going to go down there, including the likes of Apple and Meta. You know,
definitely.
Like, why leave Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp? You can just do everything here. And I think they're going to go, but I think they'll go after more of the general public, where obviously,
you know, the most shocking one to me is Adobe. The fact that Adobe is bringing in the APIs of these video models goes to show that they know that they can't compete. You know, like they need Sora injected, they need Runway injected. You just edit in Premiere Pro, but then you've got the APIs of all these other tools. And now that they've all got APIs, you can do that, right? Like you can just build a bridge to someone else's tool, and then you go in there to generate.
I actually think it's smart that they do that, because if you think about
definitely smart.
If you look at the money, Adobe, forget Black Friday deals that they got at the moment, but Adobe generally, if you want it all, it's what is it, like £50, £60 a month or something?
Yeah, £65.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
If you look at the video models, unless you're going to the top end people that'll be playing the top thing, most of them are going to be paying £10. So when they for the image, so what they're saying is we can't charge £50, £60 to almost everyone. So for just the actual platform, so let's just use the editing, which is what they'll all need anyway. So I think that's for them.
Very good point.
That is cheap, though. They're Black Friday, £12.97 a month for.
That's really cheap.
That's really cheap. But then £28.99 after that. But I don't. Yeah, it's crazy to think. Like, but to your point, Andrew, building those models, it's like open source software. They're the ones that really win and expand. And like the fact that those APIs, I think it's a really smart business choice. And if you're not doing that and you're trying to be closed off, I think your business model is a bit dumb, to be honest. It's it's not opening up to like new ideas or new ways of people using your platform or syncing or all those kind of things. I think it's a really good point.
It's such a good point you both raised, because if you don't think you can be the best in something, then you don't need to be. You just need to be the place where people like to edit. You need to be the cleanest and the fastest, the whatever, you know. It doesn't need to be the best video model. It can just be the best experience, the best whatever it is, you know. It's just you need to be something different to what others are being, and then that will, you know, solve different problems, and people will buy your subscription and find it actually useful in their stack, right? Because otherwise it's hard to justify. There's 20 different video models now.
It's
too, you know, all of them want $30 a month, but which ones do you use? Well, if one platform gives you access to all 20, then you'll choose from there. You won't go individually and register on 20 different ones, you know. So really smart. Really smart. We've got tons of comments coming in, but I'm going to get through these videos because we've got so much.
Before you do that, Chris, there's just somebody that said something. I think the person's name's called Gula. And they said, just been admitted into hospital, but he's still listening. Such an AI nerd.
Oh my God. What an absolute legend.
Yeah. I hope you're okay, first and foremost.
So do I. And on that note, actually, shout out to Big Al, who told me that his wife's currently in hospital as well. And they're trying to, Big Al's a legend of the, you know, AI space. He's like 80 plus doing Gen AI. This is the type of people where I say age is not the reason that you're not in AI. It's a mind thing. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're willing to be there, Big Al is the shining star for, you know, doing the cutting edge AI stuff. So sending love out to Big Al and his wife as well. And thank you so much for tuning in from hospital. Oh my God, that's actually nuts. Right, we're going to get into a Ferrari spec ad, 34 seconds. We're going in sort of synchronicity of order of time today. So we're going shortest to longest. That Luma one was a little bit longer because it was a demo of, you know, a new feature rather than it actually being made content. So this was made completely by somebody on X, Ferrari spec ad, and I think the music was generated in Udio as well, just for some context.
Szatan biegati go letto, ma non giurle, sono i Giorgi. Mi sento invincibile, mi sento invincibile, mi sento invincibile.
Short but sweet, right? Pretty cool.
Do you know what? I would see it if I wasn't, let's say, for example, I wasn't paying attention and I was like the TV was on in the background and I saw that. I wouldn't think that's AI generated.
That's what I am getting to realize as well, mate. I'm starting to realize if the wheels turn, if things feel in place, the thing that got me with that one is the consistent car. Every angle, you know, it looked like the same car. It wasn't like something that was morphing and had slightly different spec. It looked like the same car in every shot, which was, you know, big achievements in this current space of AI to do something like that. Sadly, I don't know who that one was made by. I'll try and get the credits for them if you want to subscribe to our Substack newsletter or the WhatsApp group, and we'll try and put the credits into, you know, who's behind these things. But yeah, just one of the first spec ads I've seen in. Oh, I'll tell you what, actually, I'll do another spec ad because the next one is kind of like a short film thing. So this one is a bit longer. It's a Nike spec ad that I randomly came across. I always like it when people put credits at the end. I hope more people start doing that so that when we, you know, curate these things, we can see easily who they're made by and things like that. Pretty nice though, right? Like nice pacing, nice shots, very futuristic, kind of cool feel vibe to that one. Yeah,
I couldn't spot any inconsistencies really. I feel like when things move that quick, it's like you're so focused on like the prime image in that frame. It's almost like when you have that classic video of the monkey walking across the screen, everyone misses him. It's like you're so focused on like colors. It's like you miss the like smaller details that don't really matter. But it's like AI generated, especially if it's moving that quick. I'd have to really slow it down and watch it frame by frame. That was some really nice editing as well. Like really,
the editing makes so much of a difference, doesn't it? We've been saying that week to week. We're like, if you've got editing skills, then you're going to be really well placed in this AI space right now, because the pacing and the editing and everything like that can make it seem a lot more fluid and natural than it actually is. If you just shot that shot to shot, you'd probably find tons of inconsistencies. But yeah,
I remember the first image you sent me, Chris, and or one of them, like one of the first ones you were sending or I was looking at you with, and the first thing I picked up on which you liked was the reflection, and I was like, you can see how good it is because of the reflection. And you're like, yeah, exactly. Like that's the small details that matter in these kind of AI generated images.
Exactly,
things like that where you can see the like that water shot. It's really powerful.
Well picked up on. Anything else you picked up on that, Andrew?
That advert for me, it was almost there, and I can't tell you what was missing.
Right.
For me, I was like, this is. At first, I was like, it's a bit random, and then at the end, when he brought it back saying different worlds, I was like, oh, I get it. But it was almost like
could have led with that, right?
For it to be amazing, but that one thing for me, I looked at it and I was like, it was very good technically, but I don't know, it was just. a little thing missing, and I can't put my finger on what it was.
Well, there wasn't much of a story, and then at the end it was kind of revealed. And that's the thing, is you want to sort of lead with that, don't you? You want to go, oh, Nike in alternative worlds or whatever, and then you run through your clips or whatever.
Yeah, I think that might be it. If they would have put that at the beginning, I would have thought, okay, cool. I'd have got into it in that mindset. So it might just be that. But other than that, it was, like I said, it was like the way it was edited, all the stuff that you said, the way it was edited. Yeah.
My favorite bit about that was probably like the consistency of the color palettes and the sort of style, you know, all felt like this sort of futuristic sort of thing. And that was actually my favorite thing from this next one. I literally just saved the video as world building, because this is only a 37-second thing, but the world that they built here was pretty phenomenal. You ready for this one? That's just mysterious as hell, wasn't it? I was thinking, what is this? Some interdimensional ancient Egyptian space warriors, or like what? What is this?
It's the Dark Knight of June. That's what it felt like.
Pretty much, it was the Dark Knight of June.
Star Wars, the original one with the little Ewok thing.
Oh yeah, the desert scene.
I didn't know what to make of this. Like, it looked good.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It's like the new faction you meet in June or something. Like, is that or something? Yeah, I don't know.
That's so funny. We saw like 4 different movies in 37 seconds. Like, it's like crazy, isn't it? Yeah. And this next one, I just named it Loop, because I think that's
before you jump into the other, I just want to quickly read comments from what people.
Glad you're keeping up on the comments, mate. Cheers.
So Megan mentioned when it was the Nike one, she said, I saw the trainer that was far too big for the foot. But again, you work with this stuff daily, so again,
all right. I think that was purposeful though. Like,
did right?
Yeah.
Tululu said the ad wasn't. I think it's talking about the Nike one still. The next comment. Said the ad wasn't as seamless and the story wasn't cohesive. Yeah, so I think they're still talking about the Nike one. And yeah, Megan said, I agree with you, Andrew. The absence of the story let this one down.
Yeah.
And then I think Tululu mentioned now this is a vivid storytelling.
Yeah, you can really tell, can't you, from like clip to clip. Oh, that person really focused on the world building. Like the color grading in that one was absolutely spot on. You know, the desert, the sort of like yellows, the eyes were the thing that really creeped me out with all of those like characters that they created. So again, like, just we're all starting to notice these nuanced things, and depending on your background, you know, if you're a film editor, video editor, and art director, you're always going to notice your things, you know, like so.
I do think they're making really good points. And Andrew, you made a great point about it with the Nike one. The thing that was missing for me, and what it relates to a lot of things that I see, like that Ferrari one and other ones, it misses the story aspect. You've got designers that are really creative in designing a story, in designing the visuals, but they can't script. Or not that you need to script. They can't take a user from like A to B. And when you said that, Andrew, I was like, shit, that's really true. It just didn't resonate with Nike, because whenever I see Nike, they do an ad usually, or how I see them. I'm not saying this is like the ones that are clearly targeted to me, but it's on like a specific sport or a specific kind of person. And that was just like jumping all over the place. And I was like, adult thing. And I was like, whenever I see Nike, it's like they do them across all different things, but it's like just on tennis or just on football or just on runners or just on like the everyday local hero or whatever. Like it's
you're right. They really champion people, don't they? They pick athletes, and then
like Ferrari, like there wasn't that story there. It's like nice looking car, but like what's the story?
Yeah, where's it going?
Where's it going? Yeah,
I think that something I've been saying for ages, and it was based off a comment that I saw on somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but they said after a while, everyone's going to get used to this AI video, like how good it is. But if you can't tell a story, people are just going to be like,
totally.
And
Yeah.
it goes down, all goes down to that story because the visuals, everyone's going to have good visuals soon. So it's that story
That's so right.
so,
Because
so
the story gets emotionally involved, and that's where you actually start to really like something. You know, if you just see flashy graphics, you're like, cool, but you're not emotionally involved in any way. So,
like the Jaguar ad.
yeah, exactly.
People, I don't know what that story was, but it's,
Who knows what that story was?
yeah,
Relaunching as an all-electric car in 2026, I guess, is the message from that. By the way, I don't actually know, but they're apparently they're not selling any UK-based cars anymore until 2026 when they relaunch as an electric vehicle company.
You know what? I have the Jaguar, so I need to sell mine quick.
Yeah, mate.
Sell value. So.
The longer you hold on to that, the more value. It's like an NFT these days.
I don't know. I think it will go down in value before it goes up. A classic, yeah, but I've not got a classic one.
Did you see that AI? I saw it on X, the AI generated version, and someone said if this was how the ad would work, and like it had like them all sitting down on that bench, which I didn't really understand at the end.
Right.
And then a Jaguar leaping in. And
Yeah. We featured that on Artificial Inspiration.
That was like the biggest save to the branding or whatever. Or at least, it's interesting.
Yeah, if you're subscribed to the newsletter, actually, that's the post we featured this week as the top post of the week. Is someone generated a Jaguar jumping into the advert, an actual Jaguar, you know, like the animal, which is great. By the way, you know, one thing I want to say about these is it doesn't need to be long to tell a good story. And this one is a really good example of this. It's 45 seconds long. It's just called Loop. And I felt like this was the best story that I've seen in such a short amount of time so far. Animated one. So let's watch this.
Are you stuck in a loop? A loop is an endless circle. Life is full of cycles. Some we notice, others we don't. The sun rises and sets, seasons shift, we wake, we sleep. But these loops run deeper. They're in our thoughts. At times, they guide us forward. At others, they keep us still. Loops can trap us, holding us in a circle of repetition. But there are moments for growth if we learn to see them. So, are you stuck in a loop?
Short and sweet, right? But very cool. Like I love the concept there. You know, just of like circular things. Everything works in circular patterns. If you don't realize it, you can get stuck in a rut. Like it had a lot of deeper meaning than just the word loop. It was all about like how we live our lives and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, I feel like that's a Headspace or Headway app, like one of those kind of things. Like,
yeah, right. Just trying to sell you like some yoga experience or something.
Yeah, I feel like that's how I interpret it anyway.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I also think the fact that it had the voice and the music, the way it had the helped, like tell the story, push it along as well.
100%. And a different way of viewing it. It wasn't trying to be real, it was anime. So it's like it's different.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't trying to be real, which is good.
I actually kind of like the anime feel because, like, you know, some of the imagery, the visuals really worked. Like the chains that were like different colors, and then the lotus flower opening, and all of this is like, you know, birth and recycle, and all of that connected in my head to life cycles, death cycles, loops. Everything's a loop. You know, that's kind of like, even you can go really deep and go like string theory. Everything's a loop, like down to the smallest possible thing in the world. You know. This one, talk about storytelling and funny. I'm not even going to tell you what this is. I just want to see your pure reaction. I'm hoping that neither of you have seen this. You might have done, though, because it was going viral on X, Tom.
I don't know. I will hope he is. If anything would throw you into sobriety, your children filming you at the lowest moment possible would do it for you.
Yeah. I didn't want to be filmed, so I stopped early.
You got off.
I did get
the
filmed
right time.
the last time.
Yeah.
I drank. Yeah, it was super lame. I was at a what do you call it? A Del Taco, and I tapped the cab in front of me accidentally when I was moving forward, and he got out and like created a thing, and somebody filmed it from the back of the cab.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I looked stupid. You can't fucking drive. You know how to fucking drive. You're like, oh dude, shh, quiet. Don't speak.
No.
Don't speak.
There's nothing worse than being sober and seeing something when you're drunk.
Nothing.
You're like, oh no, I'm so gross.
Because you're
That's fantastic.
And you know what the coolest thing about that one was? Is Rogan retweeted it.
Really?
He said this is a great form of creativity and one of his favorite AI use cases so far. And I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You just get any voice actor. So let's say, for example, you got, I don't know, a famous cartoon. You get the person who actually voices it, if they're on Rogan or if they're on The Late Show or whatever, and then you just put in that character. So it's just a simple thing that just works.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show Hot Ones on YouTube?
No.
Hot Ones are now
they eat the
the hotter and hotter chicken wings. Yeah, they're now getting cartoon characters on, mate. They're getting they're getting literally like famous cartoon characters to appear on that show.
Mario Kart and stuff.
Exactly.
yeah. Like that's crazy.
Does it work?
Crazy.
Does it work though? Is it good?
It works. People love it. People think it's brilliant.
Yeah, but that's the I think that's from the actual real episode he recently did with Josh Brolin. So all you got to do is just over Josh Brolin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
That's actually a really good point, mate. Like, you know, you and me both watch Rogan a lot. We both know that's from a real interview, but it's been sort of like AI transmorphed in this sort of like character thing. So the fact that they picked Thanos for that particular scene, I thought was hilarious because, you know, like just him talking about like his day, like he's an average person or whatever. It's just so funny in the context.
Great.
Thanos is played by Josh Brolin. So it's like Josh Brolin there, and he's being played by his character.
That's an even deeper. So you even know why that's even funnier than I did, because I didn't even realize that was the actor that played that. Wow.
Well, he played him.
That was like
that's why I was saying. If you get
my head moment.
Yeah, if you get the character who does the voice, like let's say you get, I don't know.
Oh, that's genius.
Eddie Murphy, who plays Donkey in
Shrek. In Shrek. Oh my God.
Eddie Murphy interview with
Shrek with
Rogan, and you can just put Donkey in the interview, so because it will be the same voice.
Hey, we got Lance tuning in saying we should get Donald Duck on one of these episodes.
Yeah,
Lance
we can do it. We can
absolute legend from Atlanta. Lance, he's a primary school teacher who is teaching kids about ChatGPT, regardless of any of this stuff. So good on him. We need more people like Lance in this world.
Yes, Lance.
Yes, Lance. Right. This one is called The Patriot's Curse. And I think it's just a 1-minute trailer. I think it's based on the American Civil War, but I don't know too much about this one. So let's watch this one together and see what we reckon.
My men are weary, broken by the endless march of war. Yet, it is not the battlefield that haunts us now. There is something lurking in these woods. Something older, darker, and far more terrifying than any enemy we've ever faced. The villages are in chaos, torn apart not by war, but by something far worse. The elders speak in hushed whispers of a creature they call the Achin, a devourer of souls, born from despair and hunger. It moves through the forests, leaving only fear and death in its wake.
Pretty cool concept.
What did they use to make this? Because that looked very clean. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, it probably saw it. You know, it was leaked for like 3 days. They probably took it, or 3 hours. They probably made it in those 3 hours before.
In the Sora leak. Yeah, no, I think that one, based on my work, is probably Minimax and Kling. That didn't look like Runway. It didn't look like Luma. It didn't look like others. You know, you can sort of tell now if you use these tools a lot, the sort of motion that they're able to get and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, so I would have guessed.
Is it also when you're looking at those tools that it's the depth as well? Because like the depth on some of those shots, like the boat and the moving, that's where I could start seeing, and like the forest shot where he's like moving and you could see his breath wasn't consistent. Yeah, but it's very deep. Like you have to have a lot of like people in that boat, people on when they're riding on the horses. Like I guess I don't know.
It's really hard actually. Like I think right now it's about 10 generations for everyone that even gets close when it comes to like depth of something like that. Like imagine that the guy holding the bow was like middle of the screen and there was someone in the foreground. It would be very hard to animate that person behind the first person in front of the camera. That's sort of the thing that we're at the moment. Me and Paul are making a video right now with 2 people in a scene, and it's very difficult to get them both doing the same motion that you want. You know, 1 character's okay, but 2 characters is just a bit of a stretch right now. So those sorts of things, yeah. It's like, it's almost like the best way to do that right now is to actually individually animate them and then composite the 2 videos together, so it kind of blends the scene instead of trying to generate 2 in one scene. It's just a bit of a stretch right now, but we're overcoming these hurdles day by day. You know, it could be like in a week or 2 that it could be easy to generate 2 people in a scene. But right now, not quite.
So here's the question I posed to you 2 and everyone in the chat as well. What's your favorite video generator right now? The reason I'm asking is because it's Black Friday tomorrow. I've been given a whole bunch of these deals. I'm trying to work out which one do I go for.
Which one you should go for?
Kling might be the one. I think Kling is in the league.
So, yeah.
So what do you?
Kling and Minimax. Kling and Minimax for me.
Your Minimax.
But again, it's all like, it's dependent on what you want to make, mate. Because if you want to do VFX, it's Runway. If you want to get character movement, it's Minimax. And if you want overall consistency, it's Kling. So they're the like, you know,
those 3 though.
Yeah. So depending on what you want to make.
What about use all 3?
That's the thing that most good people do is actually you'll use whatever the scene requires. So you'll have a subscription to all of them, but they're professionals, you know, that can sort of make money back off their stuff. So if you're just like, you know, getting into it for the fun of it, I would go for the one that you're intending to make. So if it's music videos, I'd probably go for something like Minimax. But if it's like, you know, AI short films, I'd go for Kling. And if it's VFX, I'd go for Runway, you know, so really depends on what you want. But yeah, Black Friday deals, everyone look out because everyone's doing massive discounts. And it could really, I wonder where it stands, like, because we've had a long-term subscription to all these. Can I just cancel it and get a Black Friday deal and start again? I don't think so. I really wish these tools would do things for their, you know.
Yeah, like Zero, the accounting software, we bought it, and then now I get ads in my face saying 90% off. I'm like,
you know what? It's to do a monthly. That's why I've done the monthly, because I do, one of mine is monthly, but now the Black Friday deals are yearly. So now I'm like, all right, I'll do it for the year. So I'll just cancel. Well, I'll pay the little bit for the month, and with a new email, I'll get the year one. That's what I'm doing.
You make such a good point, Tom. It's almost like a middle finger to us, isn't it? It's like you've just paid full price for this, but now we're offering it at 9% off, and we're going to target you with the ads that, you know, for those 2 years.
Why are you targeting me? I don't want to know this stuff. Like, it's
exactly. A good CRM person would go, oh, he's already a subscriber. Dedupe him from the ad list, you know, but you're still getting those ads. So not good marketing.
Here's a Andrew, just before you go to the next video, that's a really you made me think about a point with buying these subscriptions. I think like those videos, I've seen them done for podcasts and stuff where they mix like turning the scene into a cartoon. Like I know there's someone that does the Joe Rogan ones, and they're hilarious because it's like they shrink probably about 40 minutes or 30 minutes into 5 minutes, and they out the parts that aren't needed, but like which are the highlight funny points. And I don't think there's enough of that in like companies that are trying to be more appealing like to the public, like whether it's a retail or like a hotel chain or going out, something that would like appeal to us as the public rather than a business sense. And I feel like those videos are missed where it like mixes real with like clearly a AI edited part. Cartoon. I think they're like, whenever I see them, I'm like, they're so good. Like,
It's interesting you say that, Tom, because I remember years ago, it's just me showing my age, the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out. And that was like how people were going crazy for Star Wars, like it was the first FX film. Who Framed Roger Rabbit mixed real with cartoon. And it was like, wow, this is unbelievable. Maybe we're at that stage where it's like the real with AI. And they're not trying to pretend everything's real. They're actually saying this is AI as well. Maybe we're at that stage where that film, whoever does that, will be the one that will get the type of promo that Who Framed Roger Rabbit got.
Yeah, 100%.
Roger brings up a really good point here. We actually did post that today as well. Rory, who's been on this podcast multiple times, has been making these comparison videos, Andrew. So he does like, Minimax, Kling, and all of those. So worth checking out that.
Rory.
It was earlier today on Artificial Inspiration. We posted this stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
And Megan says she's doing the same thing month to month so she can get those Black Friday deals. Yeah. I think we're all in the same boat. Hey, love you too, Lance. Hey, the hot ones as well. Yeah, Donald Duck. Oh, we're cutting out Tom's face there. I just realized, featuring that comment. We need to hang on a second. I wonder if we can get us. There we go. Maybe that's a bit better. Actually, maybe not. It's a bit. How's this? I'm not sure how this layout's going to work. Right. Anyway, we got to plow through these. Flash warning, anyone with issues with flashes, this one contains flashing imagery. Now, little bit of a setup to this one. These guys are posting this short clip onto what they deemed the Netflix of AI. So let's see. It's going to be a new hosting online Web3 platform that you're going to be able to watch AI-generated movies on.
God's never going to let us back into heaven.
Down with the reign of Satan!
Relax, everybody just chill out.
Down with the reign of Satan!
He forgives all who truly seek forgiveness. But you don't want forgiveness. You just don't want the punishment.
But if Moloch overthrows me, I'll make another attack on heaven. I think I know a guy who can fix this.
Really? Who?
I'm about 2 hours from closing the deal with Twitter tomorrow.
Pretty epic.
That was bizarre. I didn't know whether I was getting if I was relating it to a perfume ad, a dinner invite party, or a new film of some stars all over the place. So,
it was a bit mental, that one, wasn't it? But apparently that Brandwatched AI is, trying to become the Netflix of AI. So let's see. But again, really good. The credits were in there. Looked like Tom from Twin Studios, I believe it was, made that like Paradise Lost or something like that. Pretty epic scenery. I really liked some of the characters. But again, I was like you, Tom. I was like, this is all over the place.
Yeah.
Kind of like, which character am I focusing on? Is this a show? Is this a film? Is this a
I couldn't work out. Oh, was it an advert for the new channel? Like I couldn't. The thing is, I feel bad to criticize because I know that I can't do that. But that was all over the place. Like it just felt like let's create some really weird stuff and put it all together in one thing. Like I just felt that. Compared to something
in mind that's just bullet pointed everything they like, and it's like put it into a video and see what
happens. Yeah, and just say it's AI, it will sell. People will share it.
So last week we watched a Lego thing, and you said, Andrew, that actually Lego is one of the things that you really liked, and you would have generated if you'd been given the choice. And so I sought out to see if anyone else had made any other Lego stuff, and I found this.
This is X542, asking permission to land.
Welcome, X542. You have permission to land. We missed you.
What happened here? Where's everybody?
Oh, there you are, X542. Always late to the party.
Please stop calling me that. It's good to see you, Al.
We've created so much stuff since last time.
Are you sure you're okay? Did you hear that?
They aren't what they seem. I know we can build something together with them.
Build what? A medieval castle? Are you out of your mind?
They're not just a pile of bricks. They're way more intelligent than us.
I like it.
I love that one as well. I don't know that I ever knew that an Alien Lego crossover was something I knew I wanted to see, but there we are, you know, like
made me think like how Lego films, they always target like the younger kids. What about if they made like a 15 or 18 plus Lego version of Alien or something?
Mate, you just nailed it, because they will never make something like that. That's why it's so cool that they're pushing the boundaries of the Lego format. Because you're right, it's a kids thing, and they'll never make an 18R rated anything. So, like, very cool. Very cool. So, I'm going to plow through them because these get longer and longer and longer. We've got the next one is by a good mate of mine, Dave Clark, friend of the show, constantly watching his stuff. This one's called The Rancher. It's not one of his epic long ones like Battalion was, like 5 minutes. This is just 1 minute 36. So, let's watch The Rancher.
In a place like this, where the land stretches farther than a man's courage, news travels fast. What's smoke rising against the horizon, black as a funeral march. But things don't feel quite right when the sun dips low. I don't know what made me go. Maybe it was curiosity, or maybe it was just plain stubbornness. But when I got there, I found something that didn't belong. And Herb, lying there still as death. He looked human. That was my first mistake.
Now you can really tell that Dave's a filmmaker, can't you? Because that really sold that idea to me.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Dave.
Dave just never misses, whether it's a spec ad or a short film, the color grading, the music, the epicness of it, the characters, and he comes up with totally different stuff. You know, we get like war films, we get like alien movies, we get all sorts of stuff, you know, because he's got such a rich history of stuff he wants to make. So
what I think Dave's doing really positioning himself in a really good place is that you can tell that when the person's speaking, like even though it's all like synced together, you can tell it's AI generated. So, but he's working on this skill now. So in a year's time, when it's going to be so good, and everyone else is trying to catch up on the lip sync, he's already there. So he's gonna go. He's gonna excel really quickly. And by that time, that's when all the money's gonna come in. So Dave is very, very smart. He's positioned himself
totally with all the brush up on our acting, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it was very cool how you're saying like the lip syncing was the only thing I could really tell, like how the longer shots, like how good they look, like through the field and the reflection on the horse, the hairs on the horse's like neck, like everything. What I could spot is like right down to the smaller details.
Great details.
And it was just like the lip movements that you hadn't nailed, but the rest of it, I was like, that is like the shadows to the reflection. I was like, there wasn't much that I was spotting. It was only, as you said, Andrew, the lip movement, but like to do those wider spread shots and make them look super real. So
that's actually a limitation of the tech too. So it's not even Dave's fault, you know, like that literally is the current best lip syncing we can do. You know, the things that stood out to me were those details too, like the smoke rose exactly how it should. You know, like in the other things, it looked like kind of that was the thing that made you lose the immersion because it's obviously AI. Whereas that one, he'd clearly generated, 50 attempts and then picked exactly the one that was most like the real life Smoke. So, that's patience and a good eye and a curating like ability. So, next one, because we're going to plow through these, Kanye West, a legit. His newest music video is AI. He made this with his kids, and I'm gonna just warn you guys, it is exactly how you'd expect a Kanye West first AI music video to be. It is absolutely mental. So I might even cut this one short because it kind of repeats itself towards the end, but I'm just gonna show it to you because we've seen Snoop Dogg with an official AI music video. We've seen Linkin Park with an official AI music video. Now we've seen Kanye West. These are 3 big pioneers, and they're all starting to do AI stuff.
Put some hot sauce on my Doritos, baby. Put some hot sauce on my Cheetos, baby. Why my feet smell like Fritos, baby? Do you want some tacos, baby? I'm not Superman, I cannot save you. Crush my dad, I just took his ankles. My grandma fat, she ain't got no ankles. They say I'm going up like the bomb. I'm about to blow up just like a bomb. Bomb, 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 bomb.
I think that's about enough of that one. Oh my god, it's just all over the place. But I don't even really like the song, but I love the fact that people like Kanye are just dipping their toes in and experimenting, because we've been saying for a long time now, give the artist the creative power to make their own videos, and he made this with his kids, and he obviously made it quickly. It's the only thing currently featured on his Instagram page because he deleted everything else because it's yay, and that's what he does. But for real,
what? I actually don't think that was that bad. I actually thought the story made sense. Roger in the comments said it's like the Hanna-Barbera cartoons back in the day. But
interesting.
Wacky Racers. There used to be a thing called Wacky Racers. They used to race.
Interesting.
Mario Kart as well. It was like that. The characters were quite consistent. I think what spot it was the song. If anything, the song was the one that I was a bit like.
The song was a bit all over the place, wasn't it?
Was in it. So I'm like, how could you AI generated that? Also,
that's exactly what you said. It's real footage mixed with AI.
Oh, is it mixed? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
that was too bad.
Some of the car scenes were clearly an actual car with the actual person, and then it would sort of morph into an AI character, driving a racer or whatever. So it definitely looked like some Cybertrucky looking stuff was in there as well.
At the beginning,
yeah.
I wasn't too bad actually. I just didn't mind that. I just didn't like the song. The song was just a bit like
Kanye meets Blade Runner. That is absolutely brilliant. And Eric, by the way, thank you so much for sending through some of the stuff. As I said, week to week, if you guys see anything, Eric actually suggested another music video that we're going to be watching later that's got an 80s theme to it. So thank you so much for sending that one through.
Beryl is the song from AI 2.
No, that one was a real song, I believe. But again, it could have been. It kind of sounded like an AI song, to be honest with you. This one really caught my attention because I've not seen editing like this with AI. So this one's a music video by a guy called Niche Hiltgen. I hope I pronounced that right. And I just thought, wow, there was some. It was like it just captured my attention from some of the editing. So let's watch this one. Oh, he just calls himself Mr. Niche. So Niche Hiltchen is his actual name, but his music video like alter ego is Mr. Niche. But the thing I found so mesmerizing about that was the editing. Just like one of the things I'd noticed is they sped up some of the effects so that it made it look more real. Because if you played them at normal pace, they'd look glitchy, but they were speeding them up to make it look a lot more flow, like a music video, right? Like just really some trippy stuff in there, like the character. I think everything in that was generated. Suno was the beat. I was
about to say, it sounded very much like AI generated beat.
Yeah.
And if I had to say what would an AI generated music video would look like, I would say that.
Something like that, yeah, totally.
I actually think that kind of just whoever done it nailed it in the sense that this is what I think AI does really well from a music.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching a Balenciaga ad.
Yeah, Balenciaga ad.
yeah, and it could work for exactly.
It was about as trippy as Balenciaga, that is for sure. Like really out there stuff, like the attire that they were wearing, the masks and the veils and the like way they all blended together and stuff. Really cool.
Yeah.
Not too much time for feedback because these, like I said, are getting longer and longer. Now this one's really cool. If anybody knows Arcane, there is a new trailer that's been made in anime. But what this person has done has overlaid the entire anime with what a photorealistic version might look like. So I thought this was a really cool idea. I've never seen anything like this. 2 minutes long. Let's see what you reckon to this one.
You were right, Kate. My sister is gone. There's only Jinx now.
I want to tear that laugh from her throat forever.
I'm ready.
To return peace to this city, you must declare martial law.
Topside is the real enemy. You have the chance to rally the Undercity together. Your symbol. So what are you planning?
Watch it all burn.
You felt it, haven't you?
The Arcane is waking up.
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.
This has to end. Then stop me.
Felt like I was watching the trailer for the next Final Fantasy game.
Totally got Final Fantasy vibes from that as well. I don't actually know League of Legends. I've never played it, but it's a very big, fan base. It's obviously something that. Now, the thing I thought about that was how cool would it be to see the reverse?
Yeah.
To see something in photorealistic get made into anime, or like you can just basically hop any genre. Like if you like something enough, you could remake it in a whole new genre like that. And I think some characters definitely work better than others. I liked how they kept flicking back, to show you what the original looked like, and then sort of like
when they done that, flicked back, I just thought to myself, there were two things. I thought, I like that concept, but then the second thing was, I wonder if they just started using that runway, the feature on Runway, where you can upload a video and turn it into different things, just playing around with that. And there's like, let's make a video using that concept. Whereas almost like the technology drove the idea.
I think the criticism with stuff like that is that they've obviously not had the idea. They've also not done the trailer. They've just literally remade the trailer shot for shot in a different type of thing. Now, I'd like to see something done where it's more creative than that, you know, like actually making new scenes and doing other things like that, because that's the difficult part, because clearly you can swap anything to anything else, but can you take it to another level creatively? That's the like trick for something like that, right? I reckon. So this one, I'm going to precede this as the trippiest thing I've ever seen in AI. Honestly, this is nightmare level stuff. So if you're a bit squeamish, it's called Hair Nightmare. It's even got the word nightmare in it. But I thought it was very creative, very original. I know we're away from Halloween and we're already over the hour, so I'm going to plow through these because we've got more and more to watch. And you guys can drop out if you've got a hard stop. I'm going to keep going. But Hair Nightmare, short film. 2 minutes 20. Let's go.
That's right. That's trippy.
I wasn't kidding when I said it's the trippiest thing I've ever seen, right? Like seriously out there, but I thought it was really creative actually. You know, the mirror effect and the last scene where it kind of didn't have much editing. It was all like blended into one continuously long scene. I thought that was really well done, and there was bits that stood out to me enough to make that curatable. But what's your thoughts on that trippy stuff?
It was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of it.
I was impressed by the creativity, you know?
Yeah. I think because something like that is not something I would be interested in, I don't know whether or not I'm looking at it thinking this is not that good because it just doesn't interest me.
Right. It's not your thing, right?
Or am I thinking to myself, this doesn't interest me, but it's amazing the way it looks. Or because I'm not into this, I'm not used to seeing this, I'm thinking this looks good. But for someone who's into it, they might look at it and say, this is basic. So again, that's why I'm like, I'm not sure where I sit with this particular one.
It's not my favorite genre either, but I love this quote here, like from Mary, you know, Donnie Darko meets Silence of the Lambs, Alone in the Dark Game vibes. That is exactly, you know, if that is your vibe, then maybe that's your type of thing, you know, like. And I don't want to just always pick things that I like. I want to show stuff that, you know, other people sent.
No, it's good that you do that.
This next one, like I said, is sent by Eric. And It's an 80s music video theme. Don't know too much about it, so let's see what we got.
Hey music lovers, I am Kimai, and this is my new song, Bring Me Back. I hope you like it. Enjoy listening.
Of the 80s, we are the kids of Miami Vice. We were young in the 80s, and we don't need no alibis. We were riding BMX bikes. We grew up without Insta likes. We were friends without a phone, and we never felt alone. Bring me back to the 80s, the days of happy innocence. Bring me back to the 80s, the nights of wave and stupid dance. Bring me back, just bring me back, bring me back, bring me back, the wonderful 80s. We are the kids of the 80s. We never heard of online dates. We were young in the 80s. We loved Walkmans and roller skates. We were kissing to the blues in our 80s Buffalo boots. Music videos on TV, Depeche Mode and OMD. Bring me back to the 80s, the days of happy innocence. Bring me back to the 80s, the nights of wave and stupid dance. Bring me back, just bring me back, bring me back, bring me back. The wonderful 80s, the wonderful 80s, the wonderful 80s.
So please share my video if you enjoyed the 80s vibes. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks and bye-bye.
I think that video is a perfect example that could be blended with real footage from the 80s. It would have been sick. Like when they were trying to imitate Ghostbusters, why not just put the image of Ghostbusters in, or things like from 80s? That video is class. I mean, the message, yeah, it was good. I really liked it.
It was really good, wasn't it? Like, I really thought that the consistent female character was vital to that, you know, like the fact that she was appearing in every scene and it actually looked like her. I love the funny references, like we didn't have Instagram likes in the 80s and stuff like that. That was clearly like written, you know, like that was a generated song as well.
Yeah, I think that video sums up the world that we're in now. And what I mean by that, it was a virtual influencer who the lyrics were AI. I think because I've been using Suno and all of these things so much, I can almost now get to the point I can tell where something's AI generated lyrics because of those reference points. So I can almost tell the type of prompt that was in there.
Exactly.
The music video was AI, and I think that video sums up where we are now. But I think what Tom said was right. The fact that that's the type of video where you could take that AI, that virtual influencer, put it in with real 80s footage as well, and you wouldn't really know that much of a difference. And I think that was a really good video. You know, it just sums up a lot of the 80s, to be honest, as well. ET, cultural things that was going on there. Miami Vice, they mentioned at the beginning.
Totally, yeah. It was so many good reference points to things that were great in the 80s. I love this comment. When I teach my students at uni, they can't understand that I didn't have email and I had to send a fax to my client.
What's the fax? Yeah.
You were born in the 80s, the 80s. So many good songs. Right, let's go straight on to the next one. So this one I thought was, I mean, it really was pretty epic. It's a sci-fi AI short film. And it's 3 minutes 46 seconds long. We're getting longer and longer and longer. Now, the challenge with something this long is, can it make us continually watch it and be interested in the story? Because this is the hard part. You know, you have to put a lot of effort into making a 3.5 minute thing. So let's see if it keeps our attention and what we reckon.
Are we really alone in the universe? It's probably one of the biggest questions we ever ask ourselves. And it was only a matter of time before that question was finally answered. My name is Melanie, and this is my story. I had a pretty normal life. I lived in a small apartment close to the city where I worked, and most weekends I would just hang out with my friends. Little did I know how all of this was about to change, and not just for me, but for everyone. I will never forget that morning. I woke up to my phone blowing up with messages and alerts, family and friends telling me to look outside and turn on the TV. I didn't know what to think, so I called my mom to see what was going on. She sounded a little worried and said that everything was fine, but to just take a look outside my window. I didn't know what I was looking at, so I immediately turned on the news.
As many of you are now aware, something truly historic is taking place on a global level. Here is what we know so far. Overnight, while much of the world slept, massive stone-like spheres mysteriously appeared floating in the skies across the globe. Eyewitnesses report that these objects descended silently, without a sound. Unlike typical atmospheric entries, there were no fireballs, no sonic booms. The spheres simply descended quietly from the sky. What's most mysterious is that these spheres, or objects, have appeared all over the world with no discernible pattern. There's no strategic placement. Some are hovering over major cities, others above quiet neighborhoods, and many have been spotted in remote locations like deserts, forests, oceans, and mountain ranges. At this point, this is all we know. There's no sign of communication or any sounds coming from the spheres. We urge everyone to remain calm as we continue to gather more information. Stay tuned for continuing coverage as more details become available.
I remember that the whole world just stopped. People were outside everywhere, not knowing what to think or what to do. So my friends and I decided to head down to the city. We wanted to see this thing close up. What exactly were these things and why were they here?
I like the story. I think I like the depth of like the images and the videos and stuff, but I think the some of those parts didn't need to be AI generated again. Like they could have been, and I feel like they could have been more like real, because that's the part that looked really false and bad, but I really like the story. I really like that idea.
Yeah, the story's been told many times. I've seen that Impact. Like I've seen that that something in the sky, and now everyone's that story. And they all pretty much the same, but they're all pretty good stories. So it kind of whoever done it kind of went with I say safe story. But I think Tom's right. Like some of it, I looked at and I was like, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't wait. You know, if they spent doing it, they might as well try and make that scene look a bit better.
Independence Day is another one.
So the one bit on the storytelling that I kind of noticed and a bit pedantic, the bit where she goes, I was getting texts from people saying look outside, and everyone's telling me to look outside. So I called my mum, and my mum said look outside, and I'm like, why don't you just look outside?
Yeah.
Look outside. Just get out of bed and look outside.
No, that whole minute scene should have just totally been cut. Like that was the bit that got me as well. I was like, yeah, if there was something big outside, then maybe your window's the place you look, not the news, and ringing your mum. Like,
if Chris texts me and goes, look outside, I'll be like, all right, let me go look outside.
Yeah. You're not going to flick on the news.
It's all right. Maybe put on the news to see if it's okay to look outside. So yeah, that's again me being pedantic.
I like the story, like you said, but I don't think it was original, like you both have said. I think that's a story that's been told over and over again. So, like, I think the takeaway from this episode is that there is no problem with blending real footage and AI. You know, there's no need to make it all AI or all real. It can be both. You know, whatever works for the scene should have been used. So it's a bit of a shame that one wasn't cut in with other things. Now, this one is called The Theater, and it's a 4-minute short film. Again, don't know too much about this one. Haven't seen it all the way through. I watched the first minute, though, and I was getting into it. So the thing that I liked about this one is the color grading. It starts black and white. I don't know if it ends black and white, but it certainly starts black and white. And I thought, that's pretty cool. I've never seen anything kind of like that. So let's watch this one.
There was always a performer. Everything changed when I saw him on stage. Each play was different every night. We found ourselves coming back to the theatre. The void called us to see our dreams play out in front of us. We saw the people that we lost. Our memories invaded the theatre. We knew that people in white were not with us anymore. And if they were not with us, then they would be performing a dream. A dream each of us had the night before. Every night I prayed I wouldn't dream of him. And my heart betrayed me when I closed my eyes. I dreamt of him. I was afraid I'd get trapped in the theatre. Eventually, people started to have nightmares instead of dreams. And the violence played on stage every night, filling us with terror and fear from each other. They wanted to run away. There was no escape. Theatre had trapped our minds, controlled our dreams, played out our nightmares. I wasn't always a performer. They told me the only way out you can escape this, the only way out you can escape your nightmares, is by performing it yourself. Instead of him, my son. And so I did.
Now that was a unique idea. I've never seen anything quite like that. It was kind of surreal and trippy. I love the black and white composition. I didn't really understand exactly the storyline that was going on there, but I felt like some of the transitions were amazing. You know, the open curtains to the waves, and then everything sort of blurs into something else, and you feel like you're trapped within someone's dream or memory, or you don't really know exactly what's going on, but it kept me going. You know, I kept watching it scene to scene. What are your guys' thoughts on that one?
I thought it was different. It left me a bit questioning what I was actually watching, but it's good.
Right.
I like black and white as well. Like the different, but it was interesting.
It was definitely unique storytelling. You know, it didn't feel like anything I'd ever seen before, which I thought was really good. And I think we're starting to get to that idea now, right? Where people are remaking things that are obviously very popular, but can you make something new? Can you actually tell a new story and that keeps you compelled? Right, we're 20 minutes over. So this last one I thought it's made in another language, so it's English subtitles, but it's called One Last Wish. So I'm not going to give too much away about this because I've seen this full one, but I want you guys to, I thought this one is using Act 1 almost certainly. I'm not too sure about the rest, but let's last one of the day.
Hva ditt siste ønske?
Det noe jeg har tenkt på en stund. Men jeg vedgjør meg ikke. Ok. Jeg bare sier det. Jeg føler at det er så mye jeg ikke får med meg. Verden er så stor på en måte. Så, ja, jeg har lurt på om jeg skal begynne å se på nettporno.
Ja vel.
Er det lett å finne?
Det er lett å finne.
Ja, det er det altså.
Ja, skikkelig lett.
Jeg vet ikke. Er det liksom... Eller... Syns du det kan være litt dumt?
Alle gjør det.
Er det sant?
Ja. Jeg kjenner i hvert fall ingen som ikke gjør det.
Men på min alder det føles litt jeg vet ikke egentlig.
Ikke tenk på det. Det er bare å komme i gang.
Så hva søker man på egentlig?
På alt mulig. På hva du vil.
Men hvordan vet jeg hva jeg vil?
Du må kjenne litt etter.
Vel, jeg vet jo ikke hva alt sånt her heter på engelsk.
Parfymeruta.
Jeg tror jeg har en ordbok her etter et annet sted.
Du bare oversetter på nett. Alt sånt har blitt veldig enkelt.
Herlighet. Alt mulig som finnes. Ikke si noe til familien da.
Jeg lover.
Takk. Takk skal du ha.
Ikke tenk på det.
That's gave me Tim Burton vibes. Like
very Tim Burton vibes. And what a twist at the end, right? Like the woman was being hung and it was her last wish to go and watch online porn. And she obviously
that twist one at the end. That was the twist was the online porn bit. But
well, and hanging, you know, like
the
fact that it was the last thing she wanted to do before she literally got the death sentence.
I
We don't know what it was for. We
great.
don't know anything about her backstory.
Yeah.
It was
I thought
great.
that was great. I thought that it looked good, like as in like how they done it. I've always said that I think AI, it will be a cartoon or something that's not real. Will obviously not real, but I mean it won't be like a real thing that they're trying to do. I think it'll be some form of cartoon that will become big. That will be the first thing. I think the story was good. I always like the twist that you're not expecting. It's like, okay, cool. And it kept me entertained, interesting. I actually think the fact that it was in another language helped as well.
So
I don't know
do I.
why. Sometimes I think because it was in another language, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it felt like some you know, the thing that I thought was really cool about that one is the whole prison was brilliant. You know, like every single element, the library, the like, you know, the jail cell, the like
Even
the characters,
yeah,
they all felt like they fit there. You know, like the prison guard, the big guy, you know, everyone felt like they fit in that world. And like I don't know what type of like claymation type, you know, prompt it was or something like that, but certainly the vibes were Tim Burton 100%. You know, it was almost like creepy but cool. And cue your Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song. Yeah.
I thought that was strange. I went from like dark at the beginning to like really light-hearted bunch at the end. It's like you were pointing to. I thought that's a weird contrast. Like
very twist and turny, wasn't it? And again, very unique. I've never seen anything like that. And I like the fact that they'd obviously use Act 1 to make the mouth movements. It made it felt more immersive that the characters were talking to one another rather than it being an over voice or something like that. So well done. But yeah, well, God, we've been through an hour and a half. Like I told you, we're getting more and more clips sent to us these weeks. So we've plowed through literally 50 minutes of AI content there. And the feedback on some of it was amazing. I'm sorry I couldn't feature all of your comments, guys, because I've been seeing a lot. I'm going to feature a few really quick. Sergio really loved the Lego one. I, again, thought that one was really cool. You know, like I'd love to see more like that, where you take something that's obviously not going to do something like Lego and R-rated and then make it, you know, because you know they'll never make it. You got to be obviously careful with IP and stuff like that, though. Don't be going too much like that. Who else did I see? Extremely well done and quick changes from real to cartoon. Daniel's feedbacks on some of these. Yeah, I mean, there were loads and loads of comments left, so I'm not going to be able to get through them all. But thank you so much for tuning in. And Tom, cheers for, you know, last minute joining.
Thanks, Tom.
And, welcome anytime, mate. You know, it's going to be a watch party like this from now on because AI video is that good now that it's actually worth us watching and critiquing other people's stuff. Until like 3 months ago, literally, it just wasn't. There was nothing that was able to like be like this. So it's evolved into this, and I can't see it changing now, to be honest. You know, like it's just going to get more and more and more. Like spec ads, I've seen loads of, but these short films are being made by people that have never made short films together or ever. You know, now someone pointed out earlier there was a serious lack of storytelling going on, and that's because it's someone's first go. You know, we've got to take that into consideration. These might be bankers and accountants for all we know, you know, just dipping their toes into AI, no film, no storytelling, no background of creativity whatsoever. These guys are just making it because they can now. And that's that's the awesome thing about AI. Anyone with any budget can make anything. You just gotta have patience, time, and knowledge. That's really it, really.
What do you think it will do, Andrew and Chris? To like, however, like I'm a big fan of watching. Like, I'll watch it on my TV, like YouTube and stuff, and video podcasts. And I think like, how long until we start seeing these proper, like you see proper production companies? And obviously, you've seen like, is a big example, but Mr. Beast signed that deal with Amazon to go into Amazon Studio, and there's plenty of other deals that have happened in like smaller niches or like or in particular spots like sports or whatever. I wonder how long it will be till I get like a proper production of like the series of like 8 episodes where I'm like, this is actually really, really good. And it's like 15 grand or something. Like,
I think we'll see something like that next year.
Same here.
But I don't think that will be the one that will blow. Like, I think we'll get it next year, but I think it might be the year after where you're going to get that hit where you're like, okay, this is here to stay.
There might be a catalyst show, you know, the one that's fairly popular that enables the one that becomes very popular. Like, I'm imagining that. But I think you're right, Tom. I reckon it will be someone like Amazon or YouTube that picks this up and then funds this. It might even be Runway, because they've actually got a creator fund for 100 films. So one of those 100 films that's definitely coming out next year. They're bankrolling people to make it through Runway. So let's see, you know, like the coolest thing about this, right, is we've been doing Runway films for a long time now, like almost 2.5 years, guys, which is crazy, right? AI has been going that long. Now they're starting to go legit because they're partnered with Tribeca. So Tribeca Film Festival plus Runway is going to make something mainstream as well. And whether that's like a hybridized AI film or whether that's a purely AI generated film, hard to know. But I reckon the hybrid stuff could be the popular. I think you guys have both nailed it this week. I reckon
if you think about it, hybrid is just special effects. Like the general, I'm always thinking, what would the general public think? They might think, okay, it's just special effects, like, and that's what they're used to. So I think going to something that's completely AI generated, I think there might be a bit. This is a bit weird for them, and then eventually it will get to that where like a whole film would be AI generated that would do well. But I think there's going to probably be that middle ground where it's going to be that hybrid between the two. Unless there's AI, which is more cartoon.
That's a great suggestion, Daniel. If we find enough Christmas stuff for the next couple of weeks, I'll try and do that. Certainly, I'll make some Christmas stuff, and I'm sure, you know, we just went through Halloween. Everyone was scary, you know, and I'm sure next year we'll get Valentine's in February. We'll get all of these other, you know,
you will be.
Yeah, everyone generates, you know, according to the social media calendar and stuff like that. So Christmas. Oh, it's bloody freezing. Right, I'm gonna go make some fat food for the family. Cheers, guys, and see you in
and everyone else listening. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.